Hello, this is Tom Jacobs. Today I want to talk about processing past life memories. In the video I posted the other day, I talked about the end of the Mayan calendar and things from the past coming up for review, whatever isn't processed, whatever isn't understood about why something had happened to us. And I want to continue that conversation. It's extremely useful right now. Even if you're not sure that what you're experiencing is a past life memory, it actually is. What happens is, from the soul's perspective, there is no such thing as time. So, and right now, the barriers between dimensions, including the partitions within your own consciousness at the soul level, are dissolving or have dissolved. So what this means is that you are experiencing emotion, but I'm telling you that that emotion is actually in common with many, many lives, because now the divisions between lives have dissolved. So think about the thing you're dealing with. Think about the thing that is most important to understand or resolve right now. And we've got an issue that you're dealing with in multiple lives. Whatever it is that is not processed now comes to the surface. We have the opportunity to resolve it. But as I said the other day, what that actually looks like on a practical day-to-day basis, moment-to-moment basis, is being filled with an emotion that seems to be related to a situation from the past. What it's important to understand is, because the soul experiences no time, the soul exists outside time, and then each of its lives are essentially the image, the phrase. It's not just an image, the actual direct phrase from Jehudi, the Ascended Master Right channel, is that your soul erupts into space-time at many points along the Earth timeline. So each of these lives is feeding information back to the soul. All of the important issues to the soul are lived out on the Earth timeline as the various humans that your soul is living as, and I'll call them usually manifestations of your soul along the Earth timeline, and is observing the choices you make, the choices this other version of your soul makes, these other manifestations. And each choice that you and these other versions of you, these other lives, we will call them past lives if we don't realize that the soul experiences no time and exists outside time. Each of those people that you are makes choices, and all of that information feeds back to soul. So the soul is learning about what it set out to learn, even if you're suffering, and that's a major point here. In all the work that I do, there's an underlying focus, an underlying commitment, intention to help you understand where your choices lie. Because when you are not conscious, your energy field is broadcasting a signal, meaning this is how it happens. The soul incarnates with certain intentions, and those are essentially written on the energy field. I will experience life learning as a human about safety and security, one of the themes. Another one is I will experience life learnings as a human about expression, being seen as an individual, being counted as an individual, being heard, being respected, all these different possibilities, but they're themes. So then each of these humans that soul erupts into space-time and lives as, which you are, I am, each one of those lives its life thinking that it is what it is. I am Tom Jacobs, I am a writer, right? I am somebody who tries to be a nice person, I am of this religion, I am that political party, that kind of thing. This identity is within this kind of human construct, this human context. And then all the experiences that I have teach a soul what it came here to do. Now, I'm running around with certain intentions at a personal or at the conscious personality level, but the soul is always vibrating certain intentions, and we will experience what it is that the soul sets out to experience, because we are vibrating. I need to learn this. It is actually a divine command, this vibration, and it doesn't say so much I need to learn this, it says this is what I will learn. And it is divine law. And that is why we can fight experiences that life brings us. But we need to learn it. We need to do it. We have to do it because our conscious personality doesn't want to deal with it. but the soul says this is what's happening. And if you're into the karmic astrology business, then that's a lot of what Pluto is about in the birth chart. So when we talk about, integrating past lives or processing past life memories, what I want to tell you is, because of this situation where the soul exists outside time, but the soul is intending to learn things, intending to experience certain thematic life journeys, what you experience that is major in your life is major in all of your soul's lives. The opportunity from the soul's perspective is to experience things in different contexts. So in this life, you're born with brown skin, and you live in a place where brown skin is the only skin that's important. Everybody else is crap, right? In this place, you live in a place where you're a woman, and women are not respected, right? And then you live in this place where you have a ton of money, and you have the right kind of skin color and the right kind of gender. And in this other place, you can't make money. So these are different contexts: skin color, wealth, social status. But we also have to include politics, the emotional undercurrents that are received from your families that you pick, where you are in the birth order in your family, which determines, as well as gender, which determine what your options and possibilities are. All these different things are different along the Earth timeline. So the soul has no gender or skin color or anything like that, and so it's experiencing all these different things. But the byproduct of these situations is that you develop karma, which is a set of beliefs about why things happen. So the veils have dissolved, and you are experiencing something that's very important to feel and process. And I'm encouraging you to get as grounded as possible in whatever way works for you, and feel it, be with it, be present with it. This is, in one way, healing at the soul level, because multiple versions of your soul are experiencing the same thing. One of the things that I've been talking about for a few months with my clients, and in blog posts and just kind of around, is that one of the things that's happening now is that many people are coming to me saying, I thought I dealt with this major issue I'm dealing with 20 years ago, and I kind of feel like I missed something, or I must not have done it right, or something like that. And I say, you probably really did deal with it on the level at which you could at that time. Because now, with the veils dissolving, the opportunity is to heal things across time. The opportunity is to understand, get keyed into the fact that what you're feeling that's most intense now is actually an issue across time. Many lives on your soul, situated at different points along the Earth timeline, are experiencing the same thing. You didn't miss anything. You didn't not do it right. Let's say it was forgiving a parent for some kind of abusive situation. And maybe 20, 30 years ago, or 5, 10, whatever, maybe 50 years ago, you felt, yeah, no, I really let that go. But now, for some reason, something's triggered. Well, what's happening is that situation that happened, that you dealt with, processed, forgave, moved on from, that situation, in fact, is echoed in a bunch of lives. It is repeated in some way. The thematic thing is repeated in some ways across time in many lives. And so what's happening now with the veils dissolved, this is a critical point. This is a critical point. What's happening now is that you are feeling this, the karma of this theme across time. I'm just going to pause there for a second. This is a major point. This is a major point. And there are these 4-channel books from Jehudi go into this too, so I really encourage you to check those out. Just unbelievably important for us to see into what's actually happening. Because from the personality level, just the human day-to-day level, we're just realizing that we're experiencing these emotions. I told you I wake up with grief. It's been happening for, I don't know, really kind of hardcore the last 10 or 12 days, but it's been happening since my girlfriend moved in with me a couple months ago, because for some reason she just triggers all of this. But these issues have been around for me, but they haven't been present. So as the veils dissolve, I have the opportunity to heal this stuff from past lives. So it's an interesting prospect as far as I'm concerned, because it requires, or it asks us, I mean, to even just be able to have this conversation, we have to change our idea about who we are, about who we really are. And I've really become rested and grounded in the truth that we are energetic beings having these physical experiences, which is to say, I've become grounded and rested in approaching soul, approaching this conception, this vision of soul that Jehudi has offered me. And it has changed my work over the last, I guess, maybe 6 or 7 years. It has definitely altered my work. When I started as an astrologer, it was kind of my brain doing that, kind of data processing. Oh, well, you're a Taurus and it's in the first house and this is what it means, that kind of thing. And then the intuitive side, kind of the lid on my 7th chakra got ripped off, and then my 6th chakra. And the 7th chakra is kind of moving between worlds and dimensions, and 6th chakra is intuition, and intuition, psychic stuff, and being able to read symbols and that kind of right brain stuff. And then I wasn't getting the answers about soul from astrological literature that I wanted. Like, basically from humans, I couldn't get the answers I wanted. So I asked if there were any benevolent beings who might want to help me, and Jehudi showed up. I didn't know who it was, but I knew that it was great information. It vibrated, and it really launched my work. I mean, it was incredible. And all of this is in The Soul's Journey 1, Astrology, Reincarnation, and Karma with a Medium and Channel, which is a book I put out last year, about a year and a half ago. And I lay out this method, and also how to see karma in a birth chart, and how to understand what's really happening with the soul's journey, hence the title. But anyway, this perspective required that to me to take in what Jehudi was offering me, it required that I leave my normal human conception of who I am. And I had the experience for years of parts of me returning, either fragments from earlier in this life that split off for different reasons. Maybe I'll do a little video for you about that down the road. And also past life parts coming back, where suddenly, like I tell the story about a Prussian military officer coming back. Actually, Jehudi tells a story in one of the books, in one of the channel books. He uses me as an example quite a bit. I'm like his teaching assistant, and I gave him permission. And he talks about how this Prussian military officer came back and just was such a go-getter that I kind of woke up and I kind of realized, seeing these different things, and I wanted to exercise more and eat better, just kind of, getting in gear. But what also happened, and he didn't mention this, but what also happened is, think about Prussia, mid to late 19th century. This part of me that came back was completely weirded out when somebody who wasn't white spoke English. And the other thing was, I was in line at a coffee shop and there's somebody with a different skin color in front of me, and that part of me was just didn't understand how that could happen, because the kind of homogenous society that would have existed in Northern Europe in that time. So it doesn't mean that I'm a racist or a bigot. It means that I'm dealing with a part of me. I'm integrating a part of me consciously from across time. There's so many things to tell you. See, there's a whole series of videos. So many things to tell you about this. Let me go back to it. Yeah, so processing the past life memories actually requires changing your idea of who you really are, and also understanding that what you are feeling so incredibly deeply now, whatever it is, even if you feel like you dealt with it years ago, you are now more able to deal with it. You are now the possibility exists that you can become more equipped to actually process it across time. Stay tuned for more, because I'm kind of enjoying doing these. Thanks for watching. My name is Tom Jacobs. I'm on the web at tdjacobs.com.